won't ever break. Here to uplift, yeah, we here to elevate. Hey, in these streets, wanna see you rise. Time to be a ruler of your own life. Inspire, we gotta take it higher. You a royalty, king and queen, call you sire. Nabu the ruler, yeah, I'm talking about an empress. Empower the world through her talent and gifts. Sharing great lectures, skits and clips. Plenty interviews, this is an experience. Real conversations, you gotta come see. In the streets, we won't ever break. Here to uplift, yeah, we here to elevate. Hey, in the streets, wanna see you rise. Time to be a ruler of your own life. In the streets, we won't ever break. Here to uplift, wanna see you elevate. Let's go.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in tune with Nabu the Ruler, where we rule with what? Greatness in these streets. How y'all doing today? Today is going to be a good day. I have some, as you see in the description, we're talking about rising like the phoenix. And there are so many people who are going through, I'm not going to say downtrodden and crestfallen, because I always say that, but there are so many people who are going through in these times, and I wanted to not only encourage you, but I wanted you to see some inspiration in all the things that you've endured in your lifetime. You know, I know there are people who are out there who've been molested, and that is such a traumatizing experience. And I'm currently writing about I'm writing a book, and in the book, it's extremely therapeutic in writing about your traumas and your experiences and your life lessons. And so during my time writing, I talked about a molestation. And like I said, I'm just going to get into it today. You know, I've been experiencing some difficult times in my own personal life, and I've been through a lot in my lifetime, but I want to encourage you to know, to help you to find the life lessons in everything that you go through, right? So just being candid, you know, I just know that there's so many people going through, so many people are depressed right now, and I want you to know, even if you are a person who's dealing with some molestation or that type of trauma in your life, there is a silver lining. There is a light at the end of that tunnel, and it might be traumatic, and it is a traumatic experience. And sometimes, like as I was writing, like I'm writing my book. You can pre-order my book if you want. But in writing, you know, some things were exposed to me in my writing, and I was shocked that I remember some things. So I talked about in the molestation. When I was talking about the molestation, I was talking about the smell of that particular person, the smell of a man in his moment of climax, right? And it just, as a child, it was devastating to me, and that smell carried on with me throughout my childhood, and then my teenage years, and so on and so forth, right? And so this is why one of the reasons that when men would try to talk to me or try to get with me, it would do something to me. It would trigger me, right? And I would go back to thinking about that smell as a child. And so I was writing about that. But the silver lining in that is that I've grown tremendously, regardless of the trauma that I've endured. So I want to encourage you, if you're going through, have dealt with molestation, to seek some help, you know. And I'm not saying, like, you know, you can go to church and you can pray, and that's great, but you also need to get some mental health assistance, right? You need to make sure that you have talked to somebody, you know. And in our in our culture, in the melanated culture, yes, I said melanated, melanin privileged. In the melanated culture, we don't we have a tendency to sweep everything under the rug, right? And by sweeping everything under the rug, it causes us to bottle up the things that we are going through. And as a child, when you say what goes on in this house stays on this house, you are not allowing that child to express themselves. And I understand it, the parents say that coming from you don't want to people to know what's going on in your house, but sometimes people do need to know what's going on in your house. People, there are people molesting people, and family members. Like I was molested by a family, my mother's best friend's son. And so I was so scared, because I was scared of my mother. And I was so scared as a child that I didn't express that I was being molested until I was 15 years old, right? And so that molestation shaped and formed me in some sort of way. So everything that you have to understand, that everything that you go through and endure, and at the time you might think it is the worst of the worst, but everything that you go through and endure, it's your experience, it's your life experience, and it's going to shape you in some form of fashion, right? So I want to encourage you to understand that you're going to endure things. And I know there are people who are dealing with mental health issues. You're dealing with depression. You're dealing with suicidal thoughts. A lot of people are during the COVID, during this pandemic, they're dealing with suicidal thoughts, and you're dealing with your mental health, because it's not cool to be locked up in the house and can't go anywhere or socialize. Some people are extremely, like, they're social butterflies, and it's not cool to be locked up and not be able to socialize when you're a social person. And so I want to encourage you, and I think you can still get out, but just protect yourself. Just put your gloves on, or your mask and all that other stuff. But don't allow don't be so in your head, right? Just get out and do something. Understand that some of the worst experiences in your life is teaching you something. There's a lesson to be learned in whatever you're going through, right? So I want to encourage you to find some hope, some solace, and some help. I too understand, I have family members who've battled with, some people extremely close to me who have battled with dealing with mental health and issues. But I want you to know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. You can still be social. You can still enjoy your life. You can still have a life, right? All the traumatic times in my life, all the things that I went through throughout my life, because I'm talking to you from a place of experience, there are people, I believe it's 1 out of 4 people who have a mental health issue, right? Or dealing with something that has to do with mental health. There are people who, when it's a cold outside, struggle with depression. When the sun is not out so much, and that's in the wintertime, they struggle with that. And you have to understand that it's okay. It doesn't matter. I want you to know that you are normal. We all deal with something. We all go through something. We deal with something. And just know you are made exactly the way you're supposed to be. There is nobody, listen to me, there's nobody who can beat you being you. There's nobody who has grander swag than you or can do it like you. So just be content in who you are. Now, that's not to say I don't want you to rule with greatness in your life. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that be content with where you are, but continue to strive to rule, strive to be better, strive for that greatness, because there is greatness inside of you. There is great. You are great. You are loved. You are wise. You are unique. And if somebody haven't told you today that they love you, I want you to know that I love you. I know that times are difficult, right? I know that you may be going through something, because we all are. But I want you to not get so caught up in what you're going through that you don't see the light, that you don't see the rainbow, because there's so much rain. And if it's sunshine all the time, that makes a desert, right? If it's sunshine, if everything is always sunshining and bright, we will never have the winter to kill off diseases or kill off pollen or kill off these things that don't make us feel the greatest, right? And I'm just saying that I want you to know that even if your mother doesn't call you, or if your father doesn't reach out to you, if your mother doesn't show you affection, if your mother doesn't show you love, if the people that love you the most hurt you the most, just know that in that you are still great. You will be okay. Even if nobody thinks, if you feel that nobody thinks enough to call you, or if they call you, they always want something. Know that you are still great. Know that you can do anything that you put your mind to, okay? There's some things that I really want to share with you. And there have been those times where you feel that you are alone. You are not alone. Those times that you feel that nobody loves you. Yes, somebody. There are many people who love you. God loves you. Your higher power loves you. Allah, Buddha, Yahweh. I don't know all the names of God that people ascribe to, but know that you are loved. Know that somebody cares for you, and you are a precious member of this society. Nobody can be thrown away. Nobody should be thrown away. And I don't want you to think that. I want you to change your mindset. Don't get me wrong. I have been depressed in my lifetime. I have been sad in my lifetime. I have been let down. I have been heartbroken. I have been downtrodden. I have been low to the ground. But guess what? Every time somebody hurt me, somebody hindered my spirit, somebody bothered me, I just felt like giving up. Every time I felt like giving up, guess what? I rose like the phoenix. You have the ability to rise like the phoenix, to rise up out of your situation, to rise up out of your hurt, to rise out of your anger. Know that you are great just the way you are. Know that just because that man didn't appreciate you doesn't mean that you are not appreciated. Doesn't mean that you are not valued. It does not mean that you are not a diamond, a jewel, a great asset. I want you to know that you know that you know that you know for yourself. Because when you learn to know for yourself who you are, it don't matter what nobody think about you, boo-boo. You understand me? What you think about me is not my business. Come on. I was reading a book. What you think about me is none of my business. It's none of my concern. So I want you to focus on your greatness. I want you to look in the mirror every day and say, baby, you looking good today. Baby, I love you. You have to start with yourself and start showing yourself self-love, because you are worth that love, right? I want you to know every situation that you're going through. You may have lost your job. Hey, you know what? Let me explain something to you. I was given this position, And because of my background and because I said I was delivered from homosexuality, blah, 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 they rescinded the offer for me. Yeah, that was me in the paper. That was me. And guess what? For a moment, for a while, I was sad. I was down. I was like, man, this is before the COVID happened, right? This was October 2019. I was so sad and hurt because I had worked I've worked all this time to put my past behind me. My past criminal record, I put my past lifestyle, I put my thing, and I've worked so my past name, I worked so hard to become this great person where I thought I'm the perfect person for the community. I've been homeless. I've been committed, thought about suicide. I've been living outside, contemplating eating out of trash. That was me. I've been in the worst of the worst of the worst. And then when they did that to me, they brought up all my past trauma, all my past while I was incarcerated, all blasting me on Facebook and in the street and all this. But guess what? And I was depressed. I was sad. I was hurt. I was disappointed. I was just like, man, I can't never get ahead. It's always something. But guess what? It did not. It made me sad. It made me hurt. But it did not break me. Even in that, I rose like the phoenix. You got to rise up out of your situation, no matter what you're going through. Your kids may act crazy, right? Some children go without talking to their parents for weeks and months and years at a time. But guess what? Even in that situation, as a mother, I know I've done all that I can do for these children. And I cannot take it personal because what is going to happen, it's going to kill my spirit. It's going to kill me mentally and physically. And what you got to understand, you can rise up out of your situation. You can rise up out of that hurt, out of the pain, out of the anger. I had to rise up out of what they did to me at that job. And guess what? I became a better person besides what they did to me, right? I became, and I saw, and then even today when I look in the paper and I hear on Facebook and I see some of the comments, oh, the city has nothing but criminals, this and that. But Joe Biden has a misdemeanor when y'all getting ready to vote for him. Quit playing with me. Quit playing with me. Quit playing with me. Listen here. Listen here. Everybody makes mistakes. I just want you to understand, let's not be so judgmental, okay? Let's not be so judgmental on what somebody is not doing for you. Do for yourself. And I understand we all need love. We all need the attention. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is don't get caught up in the old woe is me. Don't get caught up in somebody letting you down. Don't get caught up in somebody, what others' actions and what they think about you and how they talk. Don't get caught up in that. Just do what you got to do to be great. And I'm not saying prove anything to anyone. Don't prove anything to anyone but yourself. But I want you to know if you struggle with mental health, if you struggle with that, if you struggle with your family relationships, that they're not paying you attention and all that, just know if you struggle at your job, if you're not happy, then go do the things that make you happy. Do the things that make you whole. Because guess what? Marriage is not going to make you whole. A person is not going to make you whole. Some of your friendships are not going to make you whole. And if you're around people who are not adding value to your life, it's time to do some simple subtraction. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? It's time to let go. And some of us we have a problem with letting go. Some of us hold on to relationships when it's well past the season. Some of us hold on to things that need to be let go. If you held on to your pants that you had at 7 years old and you still have those pants and you're trying to wear those pants at 25, then that's a problem. That means you didn't grow. You need to let go. And some of us need to let go of our old relationships. Some of us need to let go of our old hangups. Some of us need to let go of our old things that's adding no value to your life. You're not an asset to my life. You're not adding. You have to have individuals who are assets to your life, things in your life. You know, a lot of people like a house adds a value to my life. You know, they sold us this old American dream. And guess what? Did the house make you whole? I want you to start taking some analyzing yourself. Did the house make you whole? Did the clothes make you whole? Did the car make you whole? Did that man make you whole? Did that woman make you whole? No, they did not. So you have to find that happiness inside of you, right? You have to sometimes become intimate with yourself. Into me I see. You have to stop and see inside of yourself and start to take a strong, hard look at yourself and see if this is adding value to your life. Because there are so many people who are walking around who are not happy in their marriage. They're not happy in their relationships. They're not happy in their finances. They're not happy at their jobs. None of this thing, but you continuously do the same thing in the same rat race. And it's time to break out and rise up. You can rise up like the phoenix. That's why I call this, I don't know if you see it or not, but it's called Rise Up Like the Phoenix. You can rise like the phoenix. You don't have to be hurt. You can throw that hurt away. You don't have to be hindered in your finances. You can, or your credit or anything. You can rise up. Like so many people try to reach out to me and say, oh, my credit is jacked up. I need your help. You know, you want to talk to me, but you don't want to consult with me. You don't want to pay me what I weigh. You got to pay me now. But you have to understand, like any situation, your credit situation, your bankruptcy, your foreclosure, all of that can be wiped off of your credit, can be wiped off your life. And I'm trying to get you to understand, if all of this stuff can be wiped off of your credit, right? And you can have a great credit score. Why can't all the trauma, all the negativity, all of this be wiped off of your life? And I'm not saying that you forget it. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that you let it go. You have to learn to let go if you want to rule with greatness in your life. This podcast, this show is all about ruling with greatness in your life. How do you rule with greatness? I'm teaching you. You have to let go. And I'm only speaking from my point of view, my experiences. Okay, my life experience before my job took my life experience and they said I was not being inclusive to people who were gay when I used to be gay. You know what I'm saying? And people are so judgmental when they don't even know the story of what happened and what went on in my life, meaning I can help the community. Okay, so I want you to let go of the negative things in your life, and that's the things in your mind and the things coming out your mouth. You have to let go, right? So I want you to know, I'm getting ready to switch gears. I'm going to talk about business. Do any of you have businesses out there? And I know you're like, no, I don't have a business. I want one. I don't have one. Yes, you have a business. You'll always have a business. You're always doing business. You're always in commerce. You just don't know that you are in it. From the time you get up, you're dealing in commerce to the time you go to sleep, right? Okay, so anyway, you can do anything you set your mind to. So set your mind to being positive every day. Set your mind to seeing the light in everything. Even if you battle with bipolar disorder, or you battle with manic depression, or you battle with anger, or you battle with, you can set your mind on, okay, when I'm going through this, I won't be so depressed. I'll make an effort. Even if I'm depressed, I'm going to get up and do something that makes me happy. Shopping, it might make shopping that makes you happy. It might be that you love to do. So do some self-care. Get your nails done. Get your toes done. Men too. Get your toes, get your nails done. You know what I'm saying? Get your eyebrows done. Or go play basketball, or go shoot around. Go get some exercise. Meditate. Home. You know, I meditated. I fell asleep when I was doing, but I do meditate. I always fall asleep. But meditate. Do some reading. Do some exercise. Eat a healthy. We don't have to eat. Sometimes you need to fast. You need to set down. Shut everything down. So you can gain some clarity in what you want to do in your life. So you can do anything. So you need to set your mind to do what you want it to do. Set your mind on, hey, I'm going to do something for my business today. I try to do something for my business every day, but I understand I am the business. If it's sunshine all the time, it makes a desert. Everything can't always be sunshine. We need a little rain in our life too to help things grow. So if it's always sunshine in your life, how are you going to be able to deal with the rain? If you've never seen the rain, you could never appreciate the sunshine. Wasn't that good? If you never saw rain, you would never be able to appreciate the sunshine. You know, if you never saw the darkness, you could never appreciate the light. And so I want you to understand that you are loved. You are wise. You're great. Somebody loves you. Somebody is thinking about you, even though you feel that you're not. Okay? Stop making excuses for yourself. Stop making excuses as to why you're not doing something, why you're not getting where you want, how you want, when you want, all those things. I want you to understand that you are whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. You're never too old to reach your goals and your dreams. Never. You have to understand that you are great. You're always great. If you keep that at the forefront of your mind, you'll be all right. Okay, so I've almost been talking for 30 minutes. So I want to switch to the Gold Nugget Corner. And those brown eyes, yes. Anyway, so I want to switch to the Gold Nugget Corner. Gold Nugget is where I give you good credit business advice. And I know a lot of y'all, that's all y'all want. Y'all want to hear these good gold nuggets. You understand me? All right, some of the things that they didn't teach us in school is how to sell, how to think for ourselves, how to negotiate, and how to manage. I implore you to go take some type of classes, read some type of book to help you to learn how to sell, help you to think for yourself, help you to negotiate, and help you to manage your time. They never taught us how to manage our time in school. They never taught us about credit in school. They never taught us about like the history. Yeah, we got to know where we came from, but the history that they taught us was garbage. Yeah, I said it. The history they taught us in school was garbage, because that's not really where we came from. Us melanated people, our history didn't start with slavery. So get out of here with that. Now, gold nuggets. I want you to know that you are a business. Your name, say your name is Keisha Jordan. Keisha Jordan is a corporation. And what they don't tell you, like there's so many people who are incarcerated. That's why when, I teach people, when you come out of prison, You should change your name, okay? And you should privatize yourself, and you should get a trust. I want you to look in everybody out there, and this is only for educational use purposes only, okay? I'm not a lawyer. You need an attorney, you should find one. Anyway, so you should privatize your life, okay? And what I mean by privatize your life, you should read the book, The Redemption Manual. You should read the book, The Law of Trust, and you should read the book, Cracking the Code. And I know so many people don't like to read, but if you really want to rule with greatness in your life, you will understand that you need to privatize. Like everybody's starting a business and they put the articles of incorporation. And I've told you to put the articles of incorporation. That's for people who want to do business the normal way. They put in the articles so everybody knows your business. But it's funny how if you look up the Trump Towers, you will not see Donald Trump's name other than the Trump Towers. You won't see his name. You can't look up his name and find him as an owner. And there's a reason for that, because he's in the trust and things are privatized. You have to learn how to privatize. All those people who, listen to all my people who went to the penitentiary. Quit playing with me now. Y'all better come get these gold nuggets. Come and get them. Guess what? If you privatize your life, and take control of your corporation, which is your name, you can lose your criminal record. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? You can lose your criminal record. You won't have a criminal record anymore. You won't have, if you give back, some things it's a step, it's a process. You can give back your citizenship or give back your and privatize and get a trust and all that. And you can operate and you can have all of your rights, your constitutional rights. Like they're like, oh, you got to have a driver's license to drive, and you haven't have a driver's license to drive, but you don't have a driver's license to travel. And our traveling is our God-given right. It's our constitutional right. Check the Constitution. And I ain't talking about the last one. I'm talking about the first Constitution. It's your public right. Okay? But what we do is we give up our rights by when we want to vote. We want to vote. We want to get a driver's license. Like they groom us a lot when we were kids. Get a driver's license, this and that. But guess what? You can travel in your conveyance, your land vessel, and don't have a driver's license. Did you know that? Because it's your public right. Come on, quit playing with me. Now, you need to practice the gold nugget corner. Now, you better get these gold nuggets, baby. Baby girl, baby boy. Get these gold nuggets. Okay, I'm teaching you how to rule with greatness in your life. Like you all depressed and stuff. You know, you don't have to be depressed. You're like, oh my God, I'm not where I need to be. I really want to do more, and I'm not. Guess what? You worried about a job. Your job is to take care of the trust. Who is the trust? You create the trust. You know, a lot of people who well off have trust, like Whitney Houston. Everybody was waiting to see Whitney Houston will, right? Did you ever see it? No, I wait. Did you ever see Whitney Houston's will? You never saw her will because she had everything in trust. And guess what? The trust went to her daughter. Did you know that? Yes. It went to her daughter because a trust is private. You can get a private trust. And nobody can know your business. Nobody knows how much money you have because you put your things in the trust. And what we don't know, we weren't taught, melanated people wasn't taught this. We weren't taught this. But you put your everything. See, everybody want to, I own a house and a car and I own this and I own that. But guess what, baby? I own nothing. I know nothing. I own nothing. I own nothing but control everything. You understand me? Now you better get these gold nuggets, baby. Sorry, y'all, I ain't have to go. But I wanted to. Anyway, so you can get a private trust for your tribe. And when I say your tribe is your tribe is your family. I mean, not family. I don't like family. Family comes from a slavery term. If you look at the etymology dictionary, family comes from a slavery term. But you can get a trust for your tribe and put your house in the trust, okay? And put you can put your house in your trust. You can put your car in your trust. And when you drive it and then travel it in your land vessel, guess what? When they pull you over, they'll be like, oh, this is registered to the trust. See, what we have to understand, when we register our property, our land, our houses, our cars, that means you give ownership to something else. So what you did was, and you gave ownership to the DMV of your vehicle. That's why they can give you tickets, and that's why. But if you studied and be like, oh my God, I'm gonna put everything in the trust. Who owns the trust? I don't own the trust, but I'm the trustee. I control the trust. Own nothing, control everything. We got it all backwards and upside down. So when you understand and you comprehend and not understand, I don't want you to understand, I want you to overstand and understand. You understand, you're understanding the workings of what's really going on, because we were taught wrong and they taught us to be in debt. Do you hear me? They taught you. That's why you keep going to work every day, busting your tail every day, instead of saving. Hey, if y'all got some receipts, you got to save all your receipts. You got to open up your trust. You got to put everything in your trust. Your children should be in your trust, because right now you don't even have ownership of your children. You are the parent or guardian, meaning the state really owns your children. And some of that, this is going over some of y'all head. But I'm teaching you how to rule with greatness. I always knew that something was wrong. Something is wrong if you work all of these years. You working all these years just to retire when you 70 and die at 75. You didn't live your life. You were a slave. You're a citizen. That means a slave. You're a slave. Y'all were, oh, let's go vote. Oh, girl, I'm voting for this. Biden played a part in if you look it up, while y'all whoop-de-doo over or Joe Biden. Joe Robinette Biden Jr. That's what y'all going all crazy over, right? But then they were like, oh, the felons and this and that. It's funny how he played a part in having so many black men, melanated men, incarcerated, brown, black. I don't play the color, I'm saying melanated. You know what I mean when I say melanated. Had a part in the mass incarceration, the bill that incarcerated a lot of melanated people, right? And so, but his record showed that he got a misdemeanor. He got a misdemeanor for a wanton act for playing a part in his first wife death. Did you know that about your good vice president? Y'all trying to get in office? Anyway, do your research. So I want you to, like I said, this is the Gold Nugget Corner. I want you to go and look at privatizing your life. Nabu, where do we get that information? You can go to SOVO. It's SOVO. SOVO privatization services and consulting. They do privatization services, and they will show you how to do it and teach you. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you can go and get the redemption manual, the law of trust, and cracking the code, because what they're teaching you, what they've taught us all these years is wrong. And I knew if I'm going to work, I saw my mother do it and my father do it. They go to work all this time. You ain't spending time with your kids because you're too busy at work. Stuff happening to your kids, somebody molesting them or touching them or doing this and doing that. And because you are so busy, and we don't have time for them because we're so busy at work, giving our life force energy. Your life force energy is the energy that you keep giving to your job, which you hate your job, but you continue to work there until you retire. And then after you retire, you too old and decrepit and you can't even enjoy your life. And then what you do is you die. You didn't spend that little funky retirement money, and that money ain't enough to take care of nobody anyway. So what you need to do, I said something is wrong. If my parents filed bankruptcy, I filed bankruptcy, and I'm working, I'm this and that, and I went to college, and don't let me get on college with a master's degree, a doctorate degree, and then still make $40-some thousand a year. Something is wrong. But got to pay $200-some thousand back. Something is wrong. Was college worth it? Absolutely not. It was not worth it. Not for me. Okay? So what I'm telling you is start to privatize your life. Stop letting everybody know what you're doing. Go to SOVO and I'm, Sovo Privatization Services, so they can teach you how to privatize your life. That means all of your money, you become the trustee of your life, of your trust, and then at the end of the year, you get paid to navigate your trust. The trustee gets paid from the trust. So all the things that you've been doing for your trust and your life, you get paid back, because of HJR 192. You get paid back, because then you can live your life as to the fullest, till it overflows, instead of just sitting there going to work every day to a job that you hate, not spending time with the people who are most valuable to you. You spend more time at work than you do with your family. So those are the other things. And the other things, I want you to start looking into UCC's, Uniform Commercial Code. If you learn the uniform commercial codes and how to operate them, you move as a commercial entity. And when you do that, your life will change. I am trying to elevate you. And a lot of people don't talk about this. They be like, go on, get you a job, get you a business and put your business in the street and this and that. No, I'm not talking about job, and I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm telling you to get your affairs in order. Because as you can see, you got Donald Trump and you got Joe Biden. Two white men arguing, telling people to shut up and going back and forth over nothing. So what you have to understand is you are greater than that. You can rule with greatness in your life, in these streets. And you like, I don't, and some of y'all, it might go over your head. You have to separate yourself from your name. Your name is a corporation. Let me break that down to y'all, because I know, a lot of people like, sure, I don't know what you're talking about. I want to know more. But your name is Keisha Jordan. When you get your credit cards, everything says all caps. It's all caps name, right? Everything that you have, credit cards, debit cards, blah, 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 your mail, everything comes in all caps, because the United States is a corporation. And they can only do business with another corporation. Your name is the corporation. So when I asked you before, earlier in the podcast, in this show, do you have a business? Some of y'all are like, nah, I want one, and this and that, even though I can't hear you, I can see you, but you are the business. You are a business, and they are trading on your name. And so what we have, that's the only way, because it's the United States, which is a corporation, and then there's the United States of America. The United States is the public side. The United States of America is the private side. You are on the public. You need to get your tail over to the private side. You understand me? This is why good old Trumpy, my mama hate when I say Trumpy. This is why Trumpy doesn't have to show his taxes, because Trump is on the private side. This is why, I post the videos, and he was like, the state, the United States belongs to the sovereign citizen, because the sovereignty people is the original people, the aboriginals, the original, which is you, but you don't know it. But you continue to be a slave on the public side, but you need to get your tail to the private side. And if the way you get yourself to the private side is you contact Sovo or Land, Air, Water, or, to contact myself, so we can help you get to the private side. Because then you won't have to operate. Then your name works for you, because you have been working your butt off. You have been going through so much. You are staying up late at night wondering how you gonna pay these bills, how you gonna make ends meet. And you don't have to. Like, if you think about the Bible, it says, this is Keisha. Anyway. 7-3. But the Bible talks about you're kings and queens, and we're gods, right? And he said we should have dominion over everything. The creepy, the crawly, that means everything. But how's we having dominion over everything and we crying at night and can't pay the bills? You can't buy your kids Christmas present. You wondering how you gonna buy Christmas presents or birthday presents or all this. Something did you think, are you thinking like something is wrong? I shouldn't have to work all these years and make no money. And not money, currency. I'm making currency, and your currency is not making the ends meet. And you're sitting in your room at night and you worry and you breaking your back and your body hurts. Your body is broke down because you working so hard, when guess what? You don't even have to do all that. You don't even have to do all that. Get you a privatize your life. Privatization services. Y'all know I'm tied tongue. You know my tongue is tied. I got a lisp. I didn't know I had a lisp. But anyway, you get what I'm saying? You don't have to work so hard. You know what you can work hard on? Managing your trust. You become the trustee. Did you hear me? Do you hear me? You become the trustee of your own trust, your private trust. Nobody knows who owns the trust because nobody owns the trust. You're a beneficiary of the trust. And then you are a trustee of the trust. That means I own nothing. I control everything. I don't own this house I live in. I don't own the car I live in, but I control it because I'm the trustee. You get what I'm saying? So when you operate like that and you save all your receipts, and at the end of the year, the I to the R to the S, I to the R to the S, got to pay you for managing the trust. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? Then you can get out of the rat race of, man, I got to pay these bills. I can't make ends meet. I'm going through this and I'm going through that. Get the redemption manual. Redemption manual. Get cracking the code. Get law of trust. It's a book called something your straw man. A straw man, they call it a straw man, but it's basically your name. This is your name. And this is the living, breathing flesh. You have to separate yourself from the two. This is my name. I control. This is a corporation. Your name is a corporation. It has an EIN number, which is your social security number. You have to separate and be like, look, I'm going to privatize this. Anybody who uses the living person has to privatize this. And anybody who uses this name, you got to pay to play, baby. You got to pay me. You get what I'm saying? So then you can stay at home with your children. You can have, and then you can do the things that you love. If you love to do nails, you can do that. Having to get you in a private trust, and then you don't get paid, you accept donations. The people are giving you gifts. You understand me? Your car could be a donation. Somebody can send you $100,000. It could be a donation. But see, you got to change your mind and your mindset. Right now, too many of us are. Why is it that you think it's okay for you to struggle? I'll wait. I don't think it's okay at all. Even for a child, I never like working for other people. I'm like, I always get my own. Anybody who has a felon, or they determine you as a felon or whatever, hey man, hey, look, you're not a felon. If you try and privatize yourself and take yourself out of off of being a U.S. citizen, guess what? You're not a felon anymore. They have no rights to you. You get what I'm saying? So privatize your life and become the owner of everything that you have. Now look, don't be reaching out to me talking about I want this and that. You have to send me a donation for a consultation because I got to put it in a trust, okay? And the trust don't get paid money like that. We get paid donations. It gets paid donations, okay? I don't own nothing. I control everything. You get what I'm saying? But you got to study. Open up a book. This information is out here. It's been out here for years. But guess what? And then teach your children. Teach your children, like, hey, you need to get you a job and you got to struggle. You got to get for yourself. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Man, I want my children's first cars to be Mercedes-Benz. Okay? Would you as a parent want your child to struggle? You sound like a fool. Quit playing with me. Why would you want your child to struggle? This is the fruit of your loins. This is your eggs. This is your lineage. Why would you want them to struggle? Are you serious right now? No, I want them to have the best of the world. They're going to be spoiled. Well, but they're going to know how to operate their trust. They're going to know how to not live and go to work every day and you're breaking your back and you 40 and 50, 60 years old and somebody talking down to you at work. They're not going to do that. I teach my kids, hey, you ain't going to work. You're going to create jobs. You're going to give people jobs. You're not going to work for somebody else. Okay? Everything I have belongs to the trust. Everything I have. You have given your energy to your corporation, which somebody else has been controlling. Create your own trust, private trust, and give your energy to what? Give your energy to your trust. Do you understand me? Do that and you will be so free. When I tell you I'm teaching you how to rule with greatness, I ain't talking about what everybody else talking about. I ain't talking about, yeah, just get you a job and go to college and this and that. Baby, if you want to go to college, I'll tell you where to go for free. The University of the People.edu. Go there if you want to go to college. But to go to school and get in debt, even though now I can write it off, you know what I'm saying? It don't bother me now. But to go to school and to have your child go to school, get in debt, and then you have to pay thousands and thousands for something that should be free. No, find the resources that are free out here. I mean, YouTube University is banging. You know what I'm saying? And then with your trust, and when you become a privatizing your own under your own jurisdiction, your own thing, you can create your own degrees. You can create your own college. You can create your own Montessori school. You can create your own, instead of going through the other people who really don't want us, only want us really to be as slaves. Because being a citizen, if you look at the etymology dictionary, a citizen is really a slave. So it's still slavery times. And people are always just slavery times in prison. Prison is a slave too. Slavery too. I was once there. We made 8 cents an hour. Yeah, that was slave, and they say that's okay. But they set it up so many of us melanated people can go. But I'm teaching you how to rule with greatness in your life, to be free. Oh, it's 52 minutes. Now, that was a gold nugget corner. Privatize your life. Teach your children how to do checks and balances. Checks, teach them about credit. If you want to keep staying in the Matrix, y'all know I ain't never even seen the movie The Matrix. But I've heard so much about it. But if you want to keep your children in the Matrix, then teach them about credit. You know what I'm saying? And even as a trust, guess what? You can open a trust bank account. You can open an account overseas for a trust. Okay? Man, nobody know where your money at. Hey, watch the movie The Laundromat on Netflix too. Okay, how to think, how to negotiate, how to manage. Teach your children how to manage their time. Teach your children, and you learn how to manage your time. Privatize your life. Look out for Sovo. Privatization services. Sovo is on, I think it's Sovo.com, but also look at it on Instagram. It's Sovo, and check it out. Redemption Manual, Law of Trust, Cracking the Code, and UCC's Uniform Commercial Code. Get the book so you can start to understand, so you can get from under this matrix, so you can be free, so you can stop going to work every day giving your life force energy away. Do that. Okay? Constant flow. Okay, my money is my own net energy yield. So your energy, you got to understand, the currency is you call it money, I call it currency. My life force energy is my energy that I'm getting to try to get currency, when the energy already coming from me. So if you understand that, what I just said, the energy is already coming from you, and you're trying to acquire currency when the energy of the current is coming from you. So you're working every day, you're spending your money every day, you're doing commerce every day, but you're not getting paid for it. Learn how to get paid for it. I just taught you that. Separate yourself from the name. You know, your Social Security is just a tracking device. You don't need a driver's license to travel. You can travel in your land conveyance. In your conveyance without a license, it's your public right to drive. No, to travel. You know, if you look at the Constitution, they taught you that in 7th and 8th grade about the Constitution, but they you didn't really understand it. You just wanted to know the questions and get the answers right so you can move on. But if you really study the Constitution, it's your public right to travel. It's your public right to bear arms. So all of us who have felonies and all that, we move to the private side. Go ahead and get a trust. You can go ahead and get a trust and get the gun trust and all that other stuff. Empty ways. Yep. They have to give you your God-given right. And your God-given right is the right to bear arms, the right to travel, but they find ways to make you waive your rights. And when we waive our rights, we got a driver's license. That was waiving our rights. We registered to vote. That was raising our rights. And then y'all, listen, Linda, listen. Y'all so gung-ho on voting, right? Do y'all remember the election that even brought Trump in the office? Trump got in office because all these people went out to vote. You all went out to vote, right? Everybody voted for Hillary. So many people voted for Hillary and she won. But guess what? She didn't become the president. So do your vote really count? No, it's y'all brainwashed. You brainwashed. I know I lost some of y'all, but I don't care. This is my truth. Think about it. They have programmed you not to think for yourself. You have to think for yourself. Okay? Think about things. Did it make sense for everybody to go out and vote? And Hillary, all this, it's giving up your right. It was giving up your right. That's what I'm trying to say. Because your vote didn't matter in the end because Trumpy still got in office. Trumpy! My mama mad. She big mad. Volunteering. Okay, contracting. Okay, so study the Constitution. Get the redemption manual. Get the cracking the code would blow your mind. And it's a heavy read. The law of trust. Understand the law of trust so you can get out the matrix. All right? All right. So, let me see if I have any questions. And then I'm going to get on out of here, y'all. So, hey, Angela, Warren. Hey, McKinney Creative Moments. Hey, y'all. Okay, so I don't have any questions. Powerful word. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I just want us to be free, man. You know what? I just want us to be free because why are you struggling to pay a car note? Why are you struggling to pay, did you know banks can't even own properties? Did you know that? A bank can't even own a property. So why are you struggling? You are killing yourself. You're giving away your life force energy. You're killing yourself. Only to what? For what? This house, this car, when you know if you private, if you didn't know, but now you know, I done gave you this game, these gold nuggets, you privatize that stuff and put a UCC lien on it, guess what? The bank, they can't do nothing about it. They can never take your house because it's in the trust. Give everything to the trust. Hello? They can't do anything about it. UCCs is powerful. Learn about it. Understand it. Comprehend it. Study it. Because then you won't be worried like, man, I got to pay this car note. Your car note $435. You know I'm hitting somebody. And the house, the rent is $900. The mortgage is $1,200. Are you serious? The banks cannot own property. You can go and take all these homeless people out here, and they can adversely take a house if they want to. All these, all the houses that are nobody's living in them. They're abandoned. All of these homeless people we have out here on the streets, in tents, on this and that. They can go over there, and one of them could just go see a house. Ain't nobody living in that house, and it's an abandoned house. Go and live in that house, adversely take that house and live in that house, and you just live, and they can't nobody do nothing about it because you adversely took the house, and you just have to look up the adverse laws in the state of where you are. And that's, it's been here for years. We just are not studying. I just want you to be free because this thing, we've been doing this rat race for 40-something years and something is wrong. Why is 1%? Why all of these people have the money and then you have all of these people that you live around, your kids living around, people shooting at them, guns, this and that, curtain. You don't want to live in this this way, and you don't have to. So start studying the things that I'm telling you so you can rule with greatness in your life. Like I said, you have, it's 59:57. You've been in tune with Nabu the Ruler, where we rule with what? Greatness in these streets. I gotta go, y'all. I was trying to get my music to cue out, but you know what I'm saying. You know how it is.
Hey, in the streets, we won't ever break.
Okay.
Here to uplift,
Yeah.
we here to elevate.
All right.
In these streets, we wanna see you rise. Time to be a ruler of your own life. Inspire. We gotta take it higher. You are royalty, king and queen.
Call you sire, Nabu the Ruler. Yeah, I'm talking about it.
Empress.
Come on.
Power with the world. Talent and gifts.
Yeah.
Sharing great lectures, skits and clips. Plenty interviews.
This is an experience. Yeah.
Real conversations. You gotta come see.
Hey.
This is what you need.
Come and find us in the streets. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all like and share.